a better occasion to now segue into talking about one of the most pressing issues of our time, which is racial and other identity-based bullying and harassment in our schools. All the things that we just heard the representatives talking about during this press conference feed into what's happening into our schools. These efforts to silence diversity, equity, and inclusion, honest conversations about history and present, and what's happening both in our schools and in our communities across the nation and here in Texas. And we're here today to say that our children matter and that our children deserve safe, equitable, happy, loving educational environments, and no one should tolerate any form of bullying or harassment, and particularly not identity-based bullying and harassment. Just to be clear, identity-based bullying is bullying that's based on a student's race, sex, national origin, sexual orientation, disability status, religion, and it protects everybody. Whether you're white, black, Jewish, Muslim, atheist, whether you have a disability or you're able-bodied, whether you live in Austin or you live in the Valley. And I'm really proud to bring together a powerful coalition of families and parents from across the state of Texas today to share with you their experiences of horrific instances of racial bullying and harassment in their schools, to demand accountability and change, and to support House Bill 4625 filed by Chairman Reynolds. We thank Chairman Reynolds and staff for that. With that said, I would like to invite our amazing families and community members to join us behind the press conference so they can share, so that the world can see you and hear your incredible stories.
Thank you, Paige. It is unfortunate and sad that we're here having to talk about proposing a new law that would protect school children from being bullied because of their race, ethnicity, color, national origin, sex, gender, religion, or disability status. I want to thank Chairwoman Sophronia Thompson for giving a hearing to House Bill 4625. I'm honored to have worked with IDRA, NAACP, which the NAACP president is here. You might want to join us up here. And filed this legislation alongside Senator Menendez to help address this issue. Incidents of identity-based bullying, harassment, and hate crimes are on the rise in Texas and across the nation. Effectively addressing bullying and harassment is critical to ensuring school children and addressing youth mental health. Bullying is associated with negative health outcomes such as depression and suicide, which can be exacerbated when students experience bullying on the basis of their identity. It used to be uncommon for African Americans to experience suicide. Now it is on the rise, especially post-COVID, because of a lot of the bullying. While Texas has made significant progress in addressing bullying in schools, schools do not have a clear framework for conducting and documenting bullying investigations, and TEA does not collect data on bullying targeted students based on their protected status. Today, House Bill 4625 will be heard in the House Select Committee on Youth, Health, and Safety, and it will give the victims of identity-based bullying and their families a voice and an opportunity to be heard about the horrifying experiences that they have endured in public schools. House Bill 4625 will strengthen Texas laws related to the prevention and response to racial and other forms of identity-based bullying. The bill identifies identity-based bullying and makes it clear that bullying on the basis of a student's protected status is prohibited. The bill requires schools to offer a range of supportive measures to ensure student safety and provide accommodations for students to be successful in the classroom after experiencing a bullying incident. The bill establishes clear guidelines for documenting, investigating, and resolving reports of bullying, addressing a significant gap in the current law. These families who are here today have been fighting for basic human dignity and respect for their children. And unfortunately, their schools have failed to protect and support their children. These children are often forced to defend themselves from verbal and cyber bullying and physical assault. Regardless of our political affiliations, we should all be able to come together to denounce identity-based bullying and affirm that all children deserve a safe and welcoming school environment, regardless of what they look like, what faith they practice, or what their physical and mental needs are. Today, I ask you to join us in addressing this inexcusable behavior that is having detrimental consequences on our children, because when a student no longer feels safe or welcome in the classroom, we have failed as a state. I look forward to working with Senator Menendez and my colleagues here so we can move this bill through the process and honor these victims and their families with the passage of this important legislation. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. And now we want to be sure to make time to hear from some of the impacted families and their children who have joined us here. It come a very long way, all the way from places like Lubbock, from Mission, Texas, down in the RGV, here in Austin. And so I'd like to invite our founders of Parents Against Racism Texas to talk briefly about their experience and why they're here at the Capitol today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tracy, and I traveled here with Charday from Lubbock. And to be honest, this is a bittersweet feeling because it's awesome that we are here, that we had a bill that will help protect our children, but it's also sad that we had to take the legislative process to get a bill to protect our children. I really hope that everybody sees that this bill is helping everyone, but I also want everyone to understand that children go through horrific things. My son was called every name but his name, which is Brayden. He was discriminated against by his skin color, which he was born that way. That's not something that you can change. But as a parent, you watch your child slowly turn into someone else because you know that you're doing everything you possibly can, and he knows that you're doing everything you possibly can, but that's still not enough. To this day, we've been fighting almost 2 years of the crazy, horrible racism in the Lubbock-Cooper ISD. The things that has happened to our children are probably unbelievable. To a page that was created called Monkeys of Instagram, send pictures of monkeys, and there were only Black students on this page. My son was harassed via Snapchat, telling him to go back to where he came from. We don't respect your kind. We don't want you here. Those are just some of the small instances, and I hope that this bill will help school districts and help teachers, help them understand what's going on, and that we can get better, ways to go around this, to prevent this, to stop this. I don't want Brady's pain to have to be for no reason. I want it to stop now.
Started 3 years ago complaining about all the racism, taking it to the superintendent, taking it to the principal, taking it to the teachers. And when the teachers turn around and tell you, oh, it's just a word, so those words is hurtful, they're harmful. My daughter here, she's in counseling now, 9 o'clock. When she needs to talk to them, she had to call the counselors around the clock and talk. It had damaged her mentally. So we can get this bill here passed, and it will help them as well as the perpetrators, or it just help everybody. So I'm going to let Trinity share with you some of the things that happened to her.
Most schools not like it's not even just like one day because it's always being unfortunately N-word. And when you go tell somebody that you're getting called that, they're like, we'll fix it, and then it's done. It's like, you tell somebody whatever it's done, it's just a lot. So, and especially when you're just a kid, that's what the one is.
Hello, my name is Hernandez. This is my daughter, Jasmine Hernandez. We are from the Rio Grande Valley. Let me first start off saying that I'm an educator for 20 years, in law enforcement. In her school district, back when she was in English, she was now a freshman, she received extreme racial harassment through cyberbullying. She was one of the only biracial students at her school at the time. It started her back in September through TikTok. There was a crop picture of her smiling face and standing along with her volleyball team. And the account said, the only Black DICCH in school. This TikTok had been liked, shared, even hearted by her classmates. She immediately reported the situation to her school. I'm not sure what happened. So I'm here trying to advocate and just for meaningful change, because if a student
goes and they, you know, I call it a cry out. They're saying this is happening. How can you help me? What can you do? Because as a parent, I'm sending my child to school to be safe, and if there's an issue, I expect it to be handled. I don't expect anyone to tell me, oh, I just thought it was an isolated incident. I didn't investigate it. But so again, that was in September. I'm not sure what was done. It was taken down after a few days. Fast forward 2 months later, now through Instagram, there's an account with the title of her junior high, and it says, you know, the name of her junior high, and it says niggas. It consists of a picture of her, different pictures of her, some of her, and I know you can't see, but this is her face superimposed on an image of her being hung from a tree. There are pictures of her with her face superimposed on a coffin with the KKK behind her. That is a lot for a 13-year-old child to have to do and see. I'm not going to show you all the pictures, but again, it was filthy monkey burning. There were captions of, why do y'all have to be black men? You're so filthy. When she commented to the bullies online, the account asking for the account to be deleted, the comment was, you know, STFU, assume what that means. Just because you're going to black BITCH in school, don't make you special. So she did the right thing to ask for it to be taken down. I went to administration. They didn't even know. The principal had not even told them. So there has to be, with this bill, there has to be parameters. There has to be something in place to where these students shouldn't have to go through this. She did not go to school for 3 weeks. She was scared. She's a 13-year-old. She's 14 now, but she was a 13-year-old refusing to sleep in her own living room. She had to seek counseling for the remainder of that school year. So again, this has to stop. Something has to be done. There has to be purposeful and meaningful change. If we send our babies to school, they should be safe to learn.
Thank you to these incredibly brave families that we're so proud at IDRA to partner with and to uplift their stories. We have 2 keynote speakers, and I'd like to invite my wonderful dear friend, Ms. Phyllis Gant, who is the chair of legal redress for the Lubbock NAACP and a critical partner in this work.
Good morning. Thank you, Paige. I'm so excited to be here because we got to be the face of change. I get the cause. When I met these ladies, I didn't meet them because they drink my favorite coffee. I met them because we were in a crisis. And that's been almost 2 years ago. And just this week, 7 families, 7 children. I can't speak for any of the city or county, but we are fire in Lubbock County. In Lubbock County, where a teacher can paint a child's face brown because that child is biracial. Which are you? And the schools simply have no remedy. They have no answers. And the reason they don't have any answers, I've learned over 2 years, is because this is inbred. If they're being honest, a lot of them feel that same exact way. I'm good with the bells, let them ring, because we come for change. When you have 4th graders that don't want to go to school. I talked to a 14-year-old who went from being bullied, straight A student, to cutting herself. Texas is on fire. Lubbock chapter NAACP and these amazing people. I didn't know a Paige Dunn's claim, but I knew to keep reaching and writing. Our media would not run these stories. We are on fire. Every single school district, basic answer, it's just a word. So we were blessed to stand in a school board meeting and greet them and ask them to step in for these families. And I said, your answer to us is it's just a word. Well, I'm going to murder you. Lubbock PD, change its position, right? Because it's not just a word. We come to effect change. This bill is critical to the lives, not just the education, to the lives of children. Our kids are getting counseling. A lot of parents know to reach out to me, but what about the children whose mother doesn't know to call us and just takes their kid out of school? We're on fire, and I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Gann. And finally, our last but certainly not least, our champion in the Senate for this legislation, Senator Menendez. Thank you.
you all for being here. In particular, I want to thank the media for your attention to this important issue. This is an important press conference. And most importantly, I want to thank the brave students and parents and families who traveled here to Austin to ensure that their children are safe, that their friends are safe, and that this stops in our schools now. I want to thank my good friend, congratulate my good friend, Representative Ron Reynolds, on getting a hearing on House Bill 4625 in the House. I look forward to hearing the stories. You know, those of us who've been around here for a while, and Ms. T, you've heard this before, you got to put a face on the words on the paper. Many times a bill is just words on a piece of paper, proposed legislation. But the face is right here. And the people at committee need to see them. They need to hear from them. Because we need that these bills strengthen our current protections for students and families impacted by identity-based bullying. Identity-based bullying, for those of you who don't know, is based on or targeting a student's actual or perceived race, ethnicity, color, national origin, sex, gender, religion, or disability status. Some people will say, why is this necessary? You've heard the stories of why this is necessary, because some of these horrors that these students are going through, all of them, are inexcusable. And these families have been fighting for a basic right to be safe in a school without fear of verbal bullying, cyberbullying, or physical assault. In many of these cases, the students defending themselves have ended up in DAAP. Can you believe that? The victims of the bullying are going to AAP, while the students, the bullies, the aggressors, are not held accountable. This has to end now. And so for a couple of sessions, we've worked hard to target bullying and cyberbullying with the help of all the legislators that are here. We've seen success, but this success is far from over. We've got a lot of work left to do. So I want to thank again the most important people in the room, the students and their parents, for their bravery, the families to come here to their capital. And I want you all to remember, as you guys are testifying, this is your capital. This belongs to all of us. And I want to tell you that as this struggle continues, as we fight for what's right, regardless of what happens from a legislative perspective, we were not going to stop. We hope that these bills become law. But in either case, we need to follow up with TEA. And we need to have them, if the school districts aren't going to hold themselves accountable, we need to find ways for TEA. And there's lots of bills that they've got going through the process that we can find amendments to. So, you know, there's more ways than one to skin a cat around this building. And so we know what we're doing. We've been here. Just because we're in the minority does not mean that we're not effective. At this time, you want to open up for any questions, comments, or rude remarks? Ms. T, you got it?
I'm here,
Yeah.
it's coming from my committee.
I love it. Thank you. Media, any questions? No? You're good? You got everything you need? All right.
Thank you, Superintendent. Thank you, Chair Thompson, Representative